It's been a long week and I'm ridiculously unprepared,
Yeah.
so I apologise. But we'll get there. Welcome to another episode of Manchester SEO podcast. Today we've got Vishal from New Concept, an architecture design and services business based in Warrington. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
So tell us a bit about the business and what you do.
Yeah, this business was set up in 8th of July 2011.
Okay.
Okay, and how it actually the business started, if I just tell you the story, is I was employed in a company at that time, and I had a client who I was doing some private work for, and that client was based in London. I was doing quite a lot of hotel work for him, and the work just became so much that I needed to set up a limited company and just take it more forward. And that client was based in London, as I said, and he had 11 hotels and about 300 properties.
Just a few then.
Just a few of them, yeah. And there's a news article came at that time in the news saying during the Olympics, the hotels rooms will be going about £435 per day.
Wow.
So he jumped all over it and he was like, I need to make some money on it.
Yeah.
So the first project he gave it to me was in Peckham.
Okay.
And that hotel had 74 bedrooms. So we converted that 74 bed hotel from there to 220 bed hotel without extending it.
Okay.
It was all internal reconfiguration in the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. And I worked with that client for a number of years. And after the Olympics, we started looking into the domestic work. But the experience which I got from reconfiguring and using the space within it and maximizing it made me a little bit more efficient in doing the residential project, because residential projects are very, very small in terms of size of a hotel, and how the client wants to use that space is very, very unique, how they want to live in that space. So the experience comes from the hotel side was very useful for me to take it into the residential side.
Cool. So you go from doing work yourself to being a lot of work to then having to take people on to help with it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And do you still get involved in those big projects in terms of hotels?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we still work with those clients in London. Yeah. We have picked up a couple of hotel projects in Chester as well, where we've done very similar things. But at the moment, the bread and butter for the business is actually a lot of residential, house extensions, lot conversion, reconfiguration. Yeah. People, when the people having a growing family, so extending the house for them and things. People buying properties in Greenbelt, which are really small in size, but the plot is really huge. Yeah. So we're maximizing those as well.
It can be tough, can't it, if you got a growing family, but the house prices are going up all the time, and
absolutely.
Best way to do it is extend your own house, really, isn't it?
I think if you extend, you add value to the property, and you can actually customize how you want to live in that space. Okay. You can go and buy a new built house tomorrow if you want, but is it going to tick all the boxes what you want? Yeah. Possibly not. But when you extend the house, you can just customize everything how you want to be done. If you want a cinema room, you want a kids play room, or open plan space. Some people love open plan space. Most of the people do. But I have some clients which go like, no, we hate open plan space. We just want the kitchen to be completely separate. Right. I'm like, that's fine. Yeah. If that's what you want to, how you want to live, we design it exactly how you want.
So how did you get into the architecture, design, and technology kind of space?
How I get into architecture, if I answer you that. I'm originally from India. Yeah. Okay, in Delhi. Okay. And how we actually grew up in India, back in those days, is your parents decide what you want to do. Okay. And my dad wanted me to be a mechanical engineer. Okay. So I remember it was in 1999, Yeah. And we were just stood in a line. So the guy just writing out what all the students wants. Yeah. When my number came in, I said, I want to do mechanical engineering. He said, course is full. What does he want to do? So I looked at him like, okay. So I looked at my dad saying what we can do. I was quite good in drawings at that time. So we looked at the whole list of what's possible. Like architecture, that sounds good. So that's how I started architecture. But since that day till today, I have absolutely no regret at how I came here. I think that was a destiny to be in. Yeah.
And did you study that over in India?
Yep. So I did a 3-year diploma in India. Then I came to Sheffield Hallam and I did my bachelor's over there. Right. And currently I'm doing a master's at Manchester University, and I'm doing a course which is called adaptive reuse.
Okay.
Okay, which is how you can use existing building for repurpose rather than demolishing.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a master's on that.
Amazing. That sounds really interesting, actually. I mean, so I've been to Delhi, I've been to Sheffield.
All right.
Very different places. Well,
Yeah.
how was it how did the kind of transition and the acclimatization to everything in
I think
Sheffield?
acclimatization, that was the main thing.
Yeah.
That was the main shock. Because coming from Delhi, where the temperature goes from 45 to 50 degrees, and moving to Sheffield, which the temperature
gets to 45, 50
no,
degrees.
never gets to 45 at all. Okay, I think maximum get there about 20 degrees.
Yeah.
But I think Sheffield is an amazing city.
Yeah.
I loved it as a city, as a student. Yeah.
It's great. There's real energy around Sheffield, isn't there, as a student? Lots of like live music and lots of things going on in the city. In my mind, you stepping off the plane and then getting to Sheffield, and I know what I would think. I need to get a jumper, a thick one. And
absolutely, I think it was like that. Remember, I landed at Heathrow.
Yeah.
Okay, came in. I think it was a couple of days. I went to Sheffield, and it was just. I think we took a bus. But it was seeing going there, and it was like, it was a completely shock for me. But amazing.
Yeah. So, are there any trends that you're seeing at the moment that have changed from the last 5 years in terms of what people are looking to do with the houses or the buildings or developments?
Yeah, so if I just talk mainly in the extension wise, people looking is what I've seen in the last 5 years, is a work from home space.
Okay.
I think when the COVID started, or people was working from home before, but literally just, open their laptop on a dining table and just work, a few hours a day. Yeah. And then after COVID, lots of companies have started putting people in, working from home properly.
Yeah.
And what we have realized that in lots of projects we are working now, people want a dedicated work from home office.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was working, so I was speaking to a client yesterday, and she just said, I just need a table and a chair. It's just a box, 1 meter, 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter. I said, you're not going to be able to live in there for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you need the space to be a little bit more bigger. You need to have a window there and so on and so. So it took me a while, but I convinced her, and she was like, I think I know what you mean. Living in a tight space for 8 hours a day for a mental health is not going to be good. So what we're seeing is people are more looking into having a working from home office space.
Yeah. I mean, I'd worked from home quite a lot before the pandemic, and it being more, more people working from home for a living, and I never really had a problem with it. But there was always a room where you would go to and a window, and you need a bit of natural light, you need a bit of something, and you start thinking about, okay, well, what would, if you were a business owner, what would you have to provide in the office? And is that something you should provide at home as well? And
I think the integration of Zoom and Teams come in. I think 5 years ago, these things were not too much.
No.
Okay, but now everybody wants to jump on a Teams call and a video call and things. So making sure your background is quite okay as well. Professional, make sure that the kids are not hanging out while you're meeting and so.
Yeah. No, I hadn't thought of that actually as well. Fully. So, when someone initially engages with you, what's the process? How does that, what can they expect?
The first process, what we do is when inquiry comes in, I would love to just do a Teams call with them, to understand where the property is, what the surrounding, distances are from the properties. And then we do this Teams call with them to explore, what the client is actually looking for and what we can actually help them with. We show some example works to them, that what we have done. If the client wants us to visit the site, we can, but we try to do it on a Teams call if we can. So because that just saves time for everybody, we can provide a code. When the client says yes, we'll go and we take the measurements of the property. We do it by hand. We can use different technology as well, but so far, we're still using laser meters to measure property. You can actually have the proper feel of the building, that what it is, what the client is looking to do. Because while you're taking the measurements, you can speak to the client, what is the thinking, this, that. And most of the time what happens when they start opening up. You start picking up little things. So when you're doing the design with them, it just goes like, okay, you talked about that. Why don't we implement this over here? They're like, oh yeah, that will be a good idea. So we do the survey, and then we take it to the office. We'll convert that into CAD. Then we sit down with the client to do the design what they want. One thing which we do in all the projects is we apply for unlimited design changes.
Okay.
And why we do that? Everybody's saying, people as I said, we do for unlimited design changes until the client's happy. So why do you do it? And I feel people living in the house, needs to be in control. So once you do a first draft, you give it to the client, they speak, and then the family speak to the friends and family and whoever they want to speak to. They come up with some different things. There's always come up with something different. That we didn't thought about having a bookcase over there. Or can we move this door a little bit over here because we want to put a piano here or something. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So I feel the plan needs to be very, very robust at how they want to live in that space. Because once it's built, you can't change it. Yeah. And I don't want any client to have a regret later on saying, oh, I wish we should have extended about half a meter more. I'm like, yeah, I've told you at that time. But if I've done my job properly, I've explained all of these things to the client and they listen to me, I'm hoping that most of the time the plan which we come with the final plan is very, very robust at how people want to live in it.
What kind of advice do you give to people at the start when they're, the start of the project where they have an idea of what they want, and there's probably a set of considerations that they need to think about, aren't there?
Yes. What people get it wrong most of the time, if I can tell you that, is when they know they need an extension to the house because they need X, Y, Z, they call a builder.
Yeah.
They're saying, how much is going to cost me? Okay. And there are lots of type of builders out there. Okay. A professional builder will come and have a look and say, do you have any drawings? You will say no. And different builders will just give you a quote. They will say, yeah, we can do this for £40,000.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're going to do. They have not seen any plans. They do not know the specification. They don't know that if you need a bifolding door or a patio door or a skylight or whatever. They're just giving you a price, 40K. And what I have seen is people go ahead and, yep, sounds good because that's my budget. They start the work. Builder comes in, start doing the work, and then you go, oh, we want to buy a folding door. Oh, that's going to be another $2,000 more. Right. We need a skylight. Oh, that'll be another $3,000 more. Oh, we need this. Oh, that's going to be more. Suddenly you see the budget going from 40K to 50, 55K. And most of the time what happened, people don't have that money in.
Yeah.
They have to stop the project halfway through. And I've seen people ring me saying, oh, we started doing the extension. The neighbor complained. And can you come and have a look? I came and have a look. I'm saying, do you have a planning permission for it? No, the builder said you don't need a planning permission. So why did you listen to the builder? You need a planning permission for this because this is going, more than, your allowance are.
Yeah.
So what do we do now? We have to put the planning application in. So now the whole cycle starts again. So my advice to the people is when they're looking to extend it, speak to professionals. Ask them to come around, have a look, what you're looking to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they know the industry, they know what is possible to do under the permitted development, what is possible to do under the planning. They will advise you professionally. Yeah? Having a drawing stand is a gold dust.
Okay.
Yeah? Because having an approved drawing from the planning and from the building control is a gold dust because you can give it to any builder and they have to price according to the drawings. Then you know exactly if this person is quoting 40,000, other costing 50,000, where is the difference? Somebody might be including a kitchen in there. Somebody might not be. So you need to see those prices very, very carefully as well.
It's interesting. I did that when I had an extension done, and we got builders to do a quote first, and that's because you assume that's what you do, don't you?
Because people only have a limited budget. They go like, I have a savings of £40,000, £50,000, and I wanted to do the extension within that. So they call the builder. And the builder gives the price within their budget. They jump all over it. Architectural fees, they always think it's an expense.
Right.
But it's not. It's not. Once you have those approved drawings, you can give it to builders. They have to price accordingly. Then if the builder is quoting you 65,000, you can go back to him and say, hang on, according to this, should be this.
Yeah.
They'll come back to you.
I think that's happened with someone I know where they've had a garden room built, and then everything's gone up, and the builder said they didn't need planning permission, and then someone's complained somewhere, and then planning people have come around and said, no, you need permission for this, you might have to pull it down.
Yeah. I think it was 2 years ago, I worked with the lady in Warrington, I think, yeah. And she had a builder who came and gave her a quote for 20,000 to do a 2-story extension for 20,000.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. A small 2-story.
Yeah. So she paid him 15,000. Okay. He did only about 10% of the work.
Right.
Blocked her number. Okay. She's saying, I'm not able to reach out to him. So she contacted through the website. We came and had a look. She's saying, I already paid him 15. I said, this work, what are you looking for? The square meterage of it. I said, that's about 65,000 pound job. Why he quoted you 20k anyway? He said, I don't know. I said, that money's gone now.
Gosh.
And when we took the measurements, it was a semi-detached property, and we realized that it needed planning permission.
Right.
So we had to go back into the planning and think. It took us another 4 months on top.
Gosh.
Yeah. Then she complained to the builder and so and so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story for her. And that happens all the time.
Yeah. So, big lesson, get drawings done first.
Get the drawings done first. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, when you go from, obviously you're getting a bit more business in, is there anything now when you're in the business that any advice you give yourself all those years ago when you went limited and the build, companies growing, taking on people, that kind of thing? Is there any bit of advice that you think?
I think the only thing I would say that, what I could have done a few years back is join a networking group. So I was talking about. That's been a biggest game changer.
Right, okay.
Okay, because working in a business can be a very lonely place.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make decisions which you just think on your head saying, oh, this is the right thing.
Right.
But you join a networking group or you're part of, people, you always share ideas with them and speak to them and say, no, what about this, what about that? They always give you some different perspective about, in life and in general, in business and everything. So I think I should have joined networking group some time ago.
So that's good advice really, because it's not just about getting your business, is it? You get support from people and
absolutely
people to talk to who are in a similar position within a business, and you get to hear a bit of advice, or it's good sometimes to know that you're not the only person that's going through those kind of things.
And sometimes you help the other people as well, saying, why don't you do this? And you're like, you have not even implemented in your business, but you're giving advice to somebody else, but you go back and implement in your business. Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? Is there anything, when you think about growing up in Delhi and coming over here, is there anything from childhood that you think, like skills that you've learned, things you're doing that you feel help you now in what you do now?
I think when I came here, I was 19, so I lived more than half of my life over here. So from there, no, I don't. No, can't think of anything like that.
Sometimes there are little things from outside of work or childhood with people where they go, actually, I kind of use that every day now. And,
maybe what I could add on that is when I work with people with an Asian background, and I know how they live in the house, it's very, very different to anybody else lives in. And so when I'm designing something for them, I can give them the hint of the ideas and saying, look, have you thought about this? Because this is what we do in our family, and this is how we used to do. I'm like, oh, yes, we need that as well. Yeah. So that is,
That's really interesting, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
I think every people come from a different background. I work with a family. Every time we design a house, we have a kitchen and a utility quite close to each other. Because from the kitchen you go into the utility. But this person wanted a utility to be completely separate, and he wanted a dining room on the front of the house and the dining room needed to be accommodate 24 people minimum. So I was like, but your kitchen is at the back of the house, your dining. I said, I'm not understanding this.
Yeah.
He said, every year on Christmas, we cook food in the kitchen and we bring it into the utility or, a sub kitchen, which is on a completely separate from the main kitchen. And then we eat the food there, and there's no link with the kitchen. There's no cooking needs to be done at that time. This is how they do it.
Yeah.
And this is how we want the space to be designed. So it was very, very different. But again, end of the day, he's living in the house. He knows how he wants to use it. Yeah, so we designed it to suit that.
It's important to understand how people live, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Situation.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And
in their lives.
And sometimes people don't think, they think that we need extension today, okay, and because we have a small family, but they forgot the children's going to grow quickly, and then what's going to happen? Yeah. So when we work with the client, we talk how they're living now, what is their future plan, how they're living, how they're going to be living this property later on. So we ask all of those questions to design something very specifically for them.
Yeah.
If I give an example, I worked with a client, and he said, I'm going to convert this 3-bedroom into a 4 or 5 bedroom property, this, that, 2-story extension at the back, single story at the side. So we did the whole scheme. Then I've been asking the question, I said, how long are you going to be living in this house? So he was working in an IT company. Yeah, a wife was working in some sort of a pharmacy and thing. And one thing interesting he said to me, he's saying, 5 years later, we're going to move from here because our whole family lives on the other side of the Manchester. So I said, you're going to convert this property. You're newly married couple right now. You're going to convert this property into a 5-bed property. You're not going to be utilizing that, are you? I said, no. He said, 5 years later, you're going to move. So why don't you spend that money on downstairs to do what you're looking for? It's a good idea. Never thought of that. So we designed something very bespoke and very big on the ground floor because they like doing parties and this, that. So yeah, that's what we designed. So we didn't go with a 2-story extension, what they were initially thinking.
Yeah. No, it's interesting that the things that considerations you need that might affect how the house sells for in the future, or how they might want to be moving on in a few years' time. So perhaps that's a consideration, and then, well, does it help how you live now? And what's there's so many things to think about, isn't there? Really?
I've done lots of projects. People go, right, we need a loft conversion now, and we go and have a look at the ground floor. They already extended the ground floor, but they have not taken any of the structural walls out. So literally, the extension is the back of the original house with the cutout windows. I'm like, how do you live in this space?
He
says, that's what the builder did. Did you have any drawings done? No. He said, it'll be cheaper doing this way. Yes, it will be cheaper doing this way because you're not taking any walls down.
Sure.
But you've taken a professional advice. This space could have been much, much bigger.
Yeah. And so we obviously talking massively about residential spaces, and are you working much in the commercial sector these days?
Yes, we do quite a lot of HMOs as well.
Okay.
Which house in multiple occupations. So people purchasing small mid-terrace property which occupies 3 bedrooms, and we convert that into a 5 to 6 bed HMO depending on the size of the property that is.
Okay.
So they can sublet out.
So what does that stand for again?
House in multiple occupation, HMO.
Okay.
So do loads of those as well.
Okay. Yeah. It's definitely different considerations for.
This is people who are not going to be living in, obviously. They buy the property so they can rent it out, the individual rooms, rather than having a one let.
Yeah. And do people, so I presume there's an individual kitchen and bathroom in each one?
Yes, they have it's like a mini hotel.
Yeah.
So you have your own room with a bed, with a table, chair, your own suite, but your cooking facility is downstairs, which is shared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did a few years back. We did one in Newton and Willow, which we converted that from a 3-bedroom property to a 4-bed HMO.
Yeah.
And so typically, if the client wants to rent the whole property out, it will be he will possibly get about £700 to £800 a month.
Yeah, sure.
But because he's got those 4 rooms all en suite and he's renting it out to the professional people, and I think he's charge about £125 per room,
right?
Which makes it about £2,000 a month,
right?
Rather than £700 or £800.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, there's quite a big outlaying because you're converting the property into HMOs.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work there.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but end of the day, it gives you a better return.
Yeah. Do you do much with like office conversions these days and things like that?
No, not at the moment. Yeah, but something we're looking to go more into the commercial side as well. As time goes.
Yeah. What for the if someone was looking at doing something, and why would they come to you? What would they expect from coming to your business to get?
So somebody's looking to extend or do something in their house. Yeah. Your question is why they come to us or how?
What should they expect? In terms of why are you opposed to another business?
Yes. Yeah. Look, I feel every architectural business should have a very similar approach what we do, but if they don't, that's fine. Okay, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Okay, if somebody approaches us, yes, we will be doing a Teams call or possibly go and see them face to face.
Sure.
Explain them what are the possibilities in the house. Okay. Yeah. On that consultation, we will not be doing any drawings, but we just just some advice on it. But once they appoint us, we'll take the measurements of the house, then we'll sit down with them and we'll go with the design and explore what we can do with the property.
Sure.
Yeah. One thing I can show to the client is they will get a house designed the way they want to live in. Yeah. And I will give them all the options possible.
Sure.
Yeah. We do all of our drawings in 3D as well, so they can actually visualize how it will look.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes for some clients, we have done some internal visualization as well to explore that, how the internal space will actually look as well. Because some people do understand 2D drawings, some people just can't understand, so they need to visualize it.
Yeah.
So now with the software we use, we can produce those 3Ds for them as well.
Because it's funny, isn't it? I was amazed, if you watch makeover programs or people looking at new houses, and instead of looking at the structure and maybe the possibilities, they go, well, I don't like the colour of the wallpaper. I'm like, well, you can change the colour, that doesn't matter at all, does it?
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that people don't have that visual imagination to go, okay, I can see how we could live here and what we could do. So I suppose seeing it visually is really important.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It sounds like because it's quite an emotional time, isn't it? Because it's probably a big financial outlay, and then which they might have worked really hard for or got finance for, and then there's we're not going to do this again, so we want to make it good. And
that's what I say. You're not going to do this again, so make sure it's very customized.
Make sure that there's a trust thing as well, isn't there, with the person that you get in to do the drawings and the work for you. And
I got people and they're like, I've been thinking for the extension. I've done lots of sketches, but I think on that I can give you a very good example. Two builders actually recommended me to go and see this client. Okay, and I went to see her. She already had the drawings done from somebody else. Okay, but it did not suit how she wanted to use it because the husband was diagnosed with Parkinson.
Right.
Okay, so she said, I need things a little bit differently. So I went to see her. She'd drawn 6 floor plans by herself.
Wow.
She had laid down on the table. She said, have a look which one we'll choose. Which one is going to work better. My first word to her was, I'm not going to look at this at all.
Right.
She said, why? I said, look, because my mind will start seeing how... I said, you tell me how you want to live in it. What do you want? Yeah. So I didn't look at those plans. And so then I explained to her, I said, because of your husband's health and things, the room needs to be bigger in this size. She needs a toilet which is complete part-time compliant because health-wise, we'll be needing all the doors in the house needs to be a sliding door because of the wheelchair movement and so on. So I said, he's not in the wheelchair right now, but you know how the things is going to be in the future. And you need to make sure the house is adapted to do that. You're going to be spending nearly £150,000 on this. Make sure it's, solidly proven. That's what we did. She's over the moon.
That's amazing. It's interesting when you say that, because people have impressions of what they feel it should be based on what they know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that a lot in marketing, definitely in the social media space that George is in, where people have done a bit themselves and they've, they might have done a course and stuff, but actually if someone's got 20 clients and they see what's worked with someone else and they actually know based on these factors and regulations in your world and things like that, we feel that this would be better. It's sometimes better not to have that someone else's view there, so you can just do that first and then you can work from there, can't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you look at houses on the estate agent kind of apps that are out there, you do see some that have been adapted for either old age or illnesses or disabilities. Always fascinates me how things are laid out, and what they seem really well done. The regulations must be quite tough for those to comply. Or
yes, I think if you're going into somebody who's disabled,
right,
going into that, then yes.
Yeah.
For that one, yes.
Yeah. So what does the future hold for the business and
for the business?
What are you looking to do more of and develop?
Yeah, look, I think people ask me saying, why are you concentrating on residential project? I think, but my always answer is that's really close to my heart, because when we go and see a project and
well, it seems like a good place to finish. Thank you so much for your time coming in. I've learned quite a lot today about things. So, thank you very much. And we'll put all contact details and everything on the descriptions. And if anyone wants to make contact, they can through that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice. Well done.